as a pet or a companion, I'm going to get a mongrel.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got a couple of them. So, George, I appreciate we've been at this for a little over an hour already, but
well, cool. We got some stuff done.
No doubt.
I enjoy doing this. I always enjoy doing this, Benito. And anytime you want to talk, if I'm not too busy, I'm always up for it. This is what I do.
No, I'd much appreciate it, and I still want to come up to Oregon and do some of these interviews in person.
I want to come visit you guys in Mexico when you're settled down there.
Well, we leave next Friday. We bought a little Ford Transit van, and it was the cost of bringing in the dogs and the cat and then also us and airlines and stuff. It turned out to be just about the same to buy this little truck. It had a bare floor in it, and I picked out a color.
You want a vehicle in Mexico anyway?
Yeah, no, I definitely
have a vehicle in Mexico.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this one goes. But I went to pick a color, and I picked a color for the inside of the van because it had this bare wood floor, and I was trying. I wanted. I'm not. Aura's got it. We're not doing tie dye. We're not doing psychedelia. But I picked up a color. And it turned out, I want that color. It turned out it was called Purple Haze. So I thought it was pretty funny.
Perfect.
But I am going to do some stuff on the inside. It's going to be fun. I'll send you a picture. It won't look like the bus. It's white on the outside.
You're buying a place down there, is that correct?
Yeah, we found, right near Nancy and where Nancy and Richie moved into, there was a drug cartel had a hotel as a front. And
that Zihuatanejo?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
And so this drug cartel had this hotel, and one of the drug dealers built right behind it. He was in on buying the whole. A guy from Oregon was part of the whole cartel. He ended up getting busted. Well, the whole thing got busted. And so the hotel went sort of whatever legit might be. And his property sat for about 12 years, and that's the property that we've bought.
So you're close to the beach then. That's a beach town.
Yeah, we're about 500 yards from the beach, maybe at the most.
Okay, just out of the tsunami zone.
Yeah, and life on the beach, life at Nancy's house is okay, but the wind and the waves never stop. It sounds great, but it could be, especially when the wind goes southwest in the afternoon, and it just blows and blows all day. It can be a little disorienting. So we have some protection.
I've never been to Zihuatanejo. Is that down in the Gulf of Tehuantepec where the wind blows like hell through there?
Well, it's a little. It has a little cove. I mean, it's north of Acapulco, and it has a little bay, sort of like Acapulco does, but it never had the development that Acapulco had. And its little sister city is Ixtapa. In '68, that's when in 1968 the Mexican government set up 2 tourist zones. One of them was in Ixtapa, and one of them was in Cancun. And so there's gambling there, and that's Americans go there. But north of Zihuatanejo, where we are, I mean, we're moving to a town that has about 100 people in it. Which,
great.
Yeah.
How from Zihuatanejo is it?
It's about 45-minute drive.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
And most of it is just getting down the road to the town. It's 20 minutes on the highway, and then from the highway to the town is another 20 minutes, and that's sort of a bumpy road. It used to be all dirt, even until recent times.
I'm very familiar with dirt roads. I drove probably 10,000 miles of dirt roads when I was in Mexico.
Yeah, it was, what I wonder, and I'm soon to find out is, 10,000 years of civilization, and there are only 100 people there. There's got to be a reason. But at the same time, it's heavenly. I mean, you're disconnected from stuff, but it's great. I mean, it's beautiful there.
Yeah, well, I know.
So, you're welcome to come. The drug dealer had built this hacienda style house with a center courtyard, and he started construction on this other thing, but it never finished. So we have this hacienda style house that has sort of sat empty for a long time. So we have a lot of work. It's a fixer upper, but we also have the shell. It looks like Beirut of this other, dwelling. So we're going to try and make that sort of a guest room, or if the time comes, we can rent out our house and go live in there.
Down there. It doesn't get cold, but just very rarely. If it's got a roof, that's about all you need.
Yeah, I mean, it does rain for 3 months of the year, so that's
I know that.
That's something we'll have to. We'll see how we cope with that. But but those 3 months are in the northern hemisphere is the time to travel. That's the time to go. Right. Get out and do stuff in the summer hours. So.
But I remember we were in Manzanillo, which is a considerable distance north of there, a few hundred miles. But I remember that about late in the summer, it started turning into hurricane season, and the seas got big. We had lightning storms every single afternoon, thunder and lightning, and rain like hell in the evening, afternoon and evening, every day. It was just wild. When we first went down, it was in the spring, it was just beautiful and sunny, and then in the summer it got hot, and then in the later summer, it really got wild, the hurricane season. We had one offshore hurricane that the waves were crashing on the beach 15 feet high and stuff, and it was wild there then. And then we left shortly after that. But my thinking, when we were in Puerto Vallarta, when Neil and I went to Puerto Vallarta the following year, we were there in the winter. We went down in January and stayed late January and stayed until late March when it was getting pretty hot. And then we went to the mountains. We went to San Miguel de Allende, and it was great there in the spring. And I've been there in the summer, and it was wonderful. It was hot, but not too hot, and cool at night, and it wasn't that sweltering, humid heat that the beach was in the summertime and late summer.
I think that's what Ora and I are planning on doing, is traveling in those in the wet months.
You'll find it gets real hot there and real humid in the summertime, especially late summer.
Right. Well, we went down in September, and it hurt to wear clothes. But
that was when it was wild in September. We were. Did you see thunderstorms and stuff like that all the time? We
actually were there for a week, and we got off easy. I mean, there was a couple. There was one night, but it wasn't anything, because we were coming from. Our weather has changed on the east end of Long Island too. Like, you have the heat waves. When it rains here now, it rains like it does in the tropics. So, we had, when we were there, we had what was sort of become our normal rains here. But it was, there was lightning and, the animals were all disturbed and everything, but it wasn't much different than what we've been having here. Which is, again, that's back to, why is it 115 in Eugene?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's, but so we had a taste of it, but it wasn't, and I'd also, I'd spent part of my youth in Miami, so I was sort of used to hurricanes and afternoon storms, and the rest of me is Cuban, so it being so hot you can't wear clothes is like, it's something genetic in me. It's like, yeah, okay, this is fine,
Yeah, I remember by the time it was late summer, it was so hot in Manzanillo that I slept naked with no covers, with a big fan blowing on me all night long. Just be cool enough to sleep.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, that's we're going to have fans in every room. We're also going to have air conditioning, but we're going to try and see if we can get by with fans and get that way.
That was one of the things that I brought back with me when I came up here and got a truck and a bunch of instruments. I bought a couple of air conditioners too.
Yeah.
We had an air conditioner in the house and one in the room that we were doing all of our music practice in.
Yeah, it can get wicked.
Oh yeah, it was brutal.
So, all right. Well, I'll be in touch, and we'll send pictures.
Just stay in touch, and I hope you have great success on your trip to Mexico.
All right. Thanks. I'll be in touch.
Okay. Give the rest of your family my love.
Will do. Thanks, George.
Yep. Good talking, man. Take care.
Bye-bye.